It's amazing when you you do a Google search. You bring up motherhood in the Bible. There's an awful lot of stuff out there to be gleaned, but you're trying to find something specific, something that seems to fit a day that man has decided to designate to honor motherhood. God did honor women, and he does have a great deal to say about motherhood. His first great command was go out and multiply. Get out there and make children. And mothers became the center of families. You grow up, how many people grew up? Grandma was the matriarch. The family would revolve around grandma. Grandma had lots of children and went out and had more children, and everybody would gather around grandma. Wasn't a whole lot of talk about grandpas. And being a father myself and projecting into the future, there's a reason for that. We like the quiet. But in the end, I decided to go with what works. Before we get to the verses that I want to go ahead and read from, I would like the fathers to come up here for a moment, please. And Daniel, if you could please come on up here. And no, there's more fathers here than there are mothers, so this works out. Basically, the particular problem was we have Ingrid and Eunice here. We do not have escorts. So a couple of gentlemen here must be escorts. What I would like for the mothers, there's a card for each mother. If you would take one card and one rose, take it to Eunice, take it to Ingrid. And then, of course, Lotsie, who is soon going to have yet another one gracing our presence shortly, if you could get one for your wife. And then, well, Daniel, I'm sorry, but unfortunately there were more men here than there were mothers. But that was...
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
No. Now then, there are a couple of husbands here that have wives, and I'm making a broad assumption that you do not have children. No. If the husbands would please come up and get a rose for their beloved. Unfortunately, oh, she snuck in. She needs the rose. It's okay, you get a rose anyway. We've got a couple left. Get her the pink one. That red one there's disintegrating, unfortunately. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
So,
Thank you.
the idea with the roses was something when I grew up in my church. Pastor had a great deal of fun with Mother's Day. What he would like to do was there would be flowers for all of the women, but there would be 2 bouquets. And he would call out the oldest mother, and she would get a bouquet. Hello, Eunice. And then the newest mother in the church. Hello, Michigan. But unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be, since we're such a small congregation, it makes it very easy to get all of the ladies' flowers. Because whether you're already a mother or you're striving to be that way, the Bible has a great deal to say on how the women must be treated and how the church looks at them. And for those that did receive a card, the mothers, what I took was from Proverbs chapter 31. And it was from verses 28 and 29, but I'm going to go ahead and start reading from verse 10, if you would indulge me. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her the price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household is clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. In Israel at the time, women were the household. As it states here, they would purchase land. They would make sure that the land was worked. They took so much upon themselves to run the house, so that their husbands, and what it means by sitting at the gate means that their husbands are out of work. They have their job, whatever their position was. He did not have to fear. She was taking care of him. And in return, and I myself do this, praise his wife. She's the reason to go home. And when people wonder how it is, what it's like to be married for 30 years, there is no explanation. She is the wife, she is the mother. She is God's gift to man. Give her praise, give her honor. God bless her on this day that we've chosen to recognize.